Joining us now is former Acting Secretary of Homeland Security Chad Wolf. Mr. Secretary, thank you for joining us. Can you give us a sense of the size and the proportion of what's currently happening at the border and what you think will happen in the coming spring and summer months?
Well, what we're seeing today is a crisis like we've never seen before, right? So there's always been policy disagreements on border security and immigration enforcement from Republicans and Democrats. But what you see today in the open borders nature of what is occurring on that border is nothing that we have ever seen before. So we have 180 to 190,000 illegal apprehensions per month. And this has been going on for 14 months now with no end in sight, and with Title 42 being removed at the end of May, you're going to see this number continue to rise. But what's getting lost in all of this, Trey, is the national security threats and the public safety threats, because Border Patrol officers, I was just down in South Texas along the border this past week, and they were saying that 80 to 85% of their resources are no longer on the border. They're actually no longer apprehending individuals and stopping the illegal narcotics because they're inside Border Patrol facilities processing individuals. I can't tell you how dangerous that is at the end of the day, that we don't have these officers who are trained to secure the border out there securing the border, instead inside facilities simply processing more and more individuals into this country.
Mr. Secretary, I want to get you to take a listen to Jen Psaki and then get you to react to what she's asking for on the other side.
We agree that the immigration system is broken. It should be addressed. We should do more to fix it. And Democrats, moderate, whatever, wherever they fall in the party, Republicans of any flavor who want to work with us on that, we'd love to do that.
She's asking for help, Mr. Secretary. She wants to work with you. I'm not sure when that happened, but what advice would you give her?
Well, what I would say is they broke it. The Biden administration broke an effective immigration and border security regime that was in place at the end of the Trump administration. We gave them a playbook to tell them what works, what is working, and you saw illegal apprehension numbers at the lowest that they have ever been. And they decided to throw that playbook out and break the system. And so what I would tell them and what I would recommend is go back to effective programs and policies that work. There are out there. You don't need Congress to act. Congress acting would be nice, but in the absence of that, you can do things. The administration has the power to solve this crisis today. They won't make the hard decisions, and they won't do the difficult work of deterring illegal activity along that border. Instead, they have gone back, for whatever reason, to this failed catch and release program that we know doesn't work, that the vast majority of Americans don't want to see.
All right, you mentioned Title 42. For those who may not know what that is and what it's designed to do, explain it to them and explain the change.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a public health order that we put in place in March of 2020 at the height of COVID-19. And what it says is we should not be apprehending hundreds of thousands of individuals and putting them in close Border Patrol facilities where that virus can obviously spread. So that has been in place. And what the administration has now said is in May 23rd, they're going to remove Title 42. And so Border Patrol has been able to remove individuals from this country within about 15 minutes of apprehension using Title 42, and they do that about 80 to 90,000 times a month. And so in many ways, Title 42 has masked the real crisis along that border, because you're going to see it come the end of May, another 80 to 90,000 of individuals released into the country. And that's not even talking about the surge of individuals that we will likely see. So Border Patrol, this is the very last tool in their tool belt. We've had, they've stopped border wall construction. They're not really utilizing the Remain in Mexico program. And so Title 42 is the last tool in their tool belt, and that's being taken away as well. So, Border Patrol, we heard from them. I heard from them when I was down there this week. They are frustrated. There is no strategy in place to deal with this crisis when Title 42 goes away. And they're left wringing their hands, and they've been in the thick of it for 14 months. And they're asking, when will there be light at the end of the tunnel?
Mr. Secretary, I hope you will join us in the coming weeks and months, because I think this problem will unfortunately get worse before it gets better. Thank you for joining us on the Sunday night.
All right, thank you.
Up next, the media was